It is time for another two-dawn game, and really I'm just hoping it's a little bit less crazy than the last one. But we will just have to wait and see. All right, I got a game already, and I am black. Let's see if they stay. We're gonna just hope for the best sometimes. This time I'm going to play a opening that I normally like to play, and I like to approach first so far. Normally I want to enclose here, but when they play something like this, I like to disrupt their side first. That's just personal preference, though I could have also just enclosed. I could do the same thing that they did, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm going to pincer, just so it's different, and I'm not going to push and cut, because if one of us knows it better, it's just no good for the other person, so... I'm not going to worry about anything complicated. We're going to play very simple moves here. As I said, the pincer was mainly just to do something a little different than the upper left here. Now, one of the things we really want is to push up here. It's probably actually somewhat important to save these stones, at least to some extent, to make sure that there's weakness on both sides. And this is sort of an expected result here, is from the push along here. We do have a lot of cutting points with this shape, but we can Hane if we really want to. And I think we probably should. All right, just block. And they really want to fight here. So something you may want to do, like since we can't Atari down, we can't do anything really too much here, is maybe we can just protect the cutting point and let them figure out how they want to handle the situation. And see, with this is not really that great, because in this case, we will get to extend, threatening to capture the stones. And then after they jump here, we can push again, which I think we might as well. We'll just get some strength for ourselves. And then we can go back to make sure this corner is alive. We can just jump down, or we can kick. Let's just kick to make it a little bit more fun. Oh, he's going down, which is a little bit weird. So if we go down, and he plays here, we sort of have to protect again. So we want to play a move that protects both, instead of doing just one. So I'll play this diagonal move here, threatening to cut still, which is very threatening for his shape, and saving the corner at the same time. This is a very questionable move, because what we need to do here is we need to just save groups, right? He needs to save his group, and I need to save my group. But I need to save these two stones, probably first. These ones I can wait a little bit. These were forcing exchanges. They don't really matter too much. So I just want to Hane over the top here and capture these two stones. Does not want me to capture the stones, but I think we can double Hane. We just need to prevent them from connecting up. And we can just connect, stay solid. And here is where we need to read. We could just capture the stones with this move. We play here. If they connect, we can just connect. And if they extend out here, we can probably connect again to keep this stone weak. And that might be good enough. If we extend and they connect and we turn, if they push, we can block. There's an Atari, but it's kind of an awkward situation. So I think the best way to do it is probably just to capture the stones. So in this case, we're going to capture instead of extending out. Even though that could potentially work, this is much simpler. I'm capturing this way instead just because it's a little bit of a nicer shape for me on the inside. This Hane is probably good because he wants to save his stones, but this allows me to capture here, because if I can capture again, that would be really nice for me. And now I can extend just to keep these stones separated. And now we can see that I have a very thick position here. And even if these three stones get captured, it's not a big deal. As I said, these were just forcing moves. And you could actually consider these 3 moves what gave me this right side. Because he was focused a little bit on trying to attack the bottom instead of saving his groups properly. Okay, again, he's focusing on these 3 stones, which, as I said before, are not really that important. We're just going to take this top side, I think. But I want to do it in a slightly different way. I want to just enclose the corner, preventing him from getting an extension. And then if he doesn't play again, then we can play one more move to completely seal the area off and likely kill the stones, or the stone in this case. Because if I just capture the stone, he can just take the 3 points and we don't, like, he just gets something out of it really easily. And then maybe he can even come back and save the stones later, right? So he wants to play from the top area. Okay. So we have 2 sort of options here. We can just take the points in the corner, which would be perfectly acceptable. Or we can play on the outside. He pushes and then goes into the corner. And then we can turn here and likely build a fairly large area, sort of killing this stone off really easily. But I think I'm just going to take the territory. Make it a little bit simpler on myself. Oh, he's going to do this one right away. This is a sort of a older Joseki that we don't really play too often anymore. Though there is a new way to play it. I believe normally White would want to Atari here at P16. It seems like they probably weren't actually ready for this Joseki, which means they didn't really know it. So whenever anyone plays this, they probably always just block from the other side. Or people only do the iron pillar instead of the jump at Q18. That could be what's going on. So you just may not be prepared. Okay. You got the Atari. Oh, an Atariing down. That's an interesting choice. So normally this isn't very good. And it's because the purpose of White's move at P8, the P18 was to take the top side. And now he's not really doing that while also making a weak group. And something we can do that's very, very simple is we can just extend here, preventing him from making eye space, which is threatening also to connect back up to our own group. So if we just extend a couple of times, we can even cut here, because our group is very, very solid here. We don't really have to worry about anything. And we just connect right back underneath. And he sort of has to choose these 2 stones or these 5 stones, I guess. Likely better to choose the 5 in this case, just Atari here. And save. But he's not going to. We will just... can we do this one? Yeah, it seems possible, actually. I think we can just play a simple move and just extend again here. Okay, he gets this for free. This is something he always gets if he saves these stones. I'm just going to keep pushing out. Now, I think we just don't want to get any sort of Hane on these stones, so I just want to extend again. Because he still has a cutting point, so he still needs to fix. So he can push one more time if he wants to. And then we can jump over here. So he wants to sort of do everything here, which is always bad.
9, 8, 7.
I think we're just going to jump one time here. We want to save these stones, make sure they're all the way out towards the center, while we're aiming at pushing through again. And luckily, because he decided to do this, I get to take points along the top here, while also threatening as we group. Let's see how he responds to this Atari before I play another move. I just want to see if he connects or if he does a block like this. So we decided to play somewhere else now. Because he decided to fix his cutting points here.
Nine.
So let's just play a strong move to make our group have really nice shape here. Even if you can get this peep, it's just nice that we'll be able to jump down here later. And then it looks like we can just extend along the top some more. Just take some territory. Keep it nice and simple. So he's gotten some decent shape here. I think he's trying to attack me. Let's play a peep here and see how he responds. Even though it's a co, letting me cut through would be really nice. He doesn't really want to do that. And then we can jump here, threatening to push and cut through this side. All right, he's just connecting. We do have to worry a little bit. If he captures this co, there's a throw in, Atari, and capture. So if he does capture this co, we probably would want to respond in some way. But until then, we don't really have to worry about it. And it looks like we can just come out towards the center and not worry. I'm just attaching here to sort of get this three-dimensional shape that I always mention. We just want one eye in this area. And this is sort of a vital point for the shape. I thought he would probably bump here. And then I would have to probably play the empty triangle. Doesn't really guarantee any eyes. This sort of is a little bit of a vital point. So I do want to play this because now we can peep here and potentially push out, threatening his groups. And we'll just connect here. He's trying to get rid of my eye shape. And I guess he's trying to surround these three stones naturally. That'd be my guess. We just want to turn out towards the center here. And just protect ourselves from getting cut. And we just Hane. If he really, really wants to cut here, he probably can. But we are going to fight back. Because we have this peep here, and we can push. And there's this Atari. So now there's a lot that he has to worry about. But first, let's just come this way. Maybe we can connect up to our two stones here. Or three stones, I guess. Can't really connect too easily. So now let's push out. And let's just cut this directly. We're still going after this top group here. And we don't need to save this stone. We just need to Atari this one. Because now we are out towards the center. Because if he saves this stone, we get this Atari. If he lets us capture this, that's really terrible. If he lets us capture the three stones, it's also really terrible. As it was like a strong way to try to fight back, but just too weak to gain enough from it. And I think this game is maybe not as complicated as the other one, but it's still kind of annoying, right? But in this case, let's see how he wants us to handle the 3-3. I'm guessing he's going to try to kill. Yes, he is going to try to kill the 3-3. Let's see if he goes all in to kill, or if he's going to let the co happen. Nope, shouldn't be clicking randomly on the board. Let's do the co shape here. Okay. If he's going to let the co happen, then he's not too crazy. And it just means we can play a simple move. I think just this one is good enough, capturing these two stones. Okay. And we can just capture here. And then there's some Aji with these three stones here. If I wedge here, and he doesn't answer, then I play the extension. He can probably capture these, but then I can still come into this area.
9, 8.
So I think that's probably good enough.
3, 2.
Okay. So I can come in here. If he turns and blocks, then he's likely going to be captured. So let's just come right in. We're going to just fix our shape here. We saved our 3 stones. He could have captured those. And we're also threatening to kill 3 of his stones. But we also can come back and save our stones if we really wish to. I think I'm just going to play this diagonal move, threatening to capture our stones and also threatening to come into his area. And then we want to just come in. His other group is also a little bit questionable. Looks like we can probably do something if we really want to try. Because if we throw in here at N5, they probably have to respond.
9, 8.
I don't mind answering. I did that one. Okay. I think I'm just going to push once here because since he jumped there, that was actually a pretty big move. Me being able to push here would also be quite large. And now he's trying to separate here. So we're just going to play some more big in-game moves while making life with the group. Oh, he's going to go all in on trying to kill this side now. Okay. We just need to stay connected, one thing at a time. Looks like we can block here. Because we don't have that many liberties. Then just take a liberty here. Very, very important. Block, block, block. Now he can probably kill part of the group. Cutting on this side means that I can Atari here and just try to connect the whole group instead. Because if I play here and he cuts through, then I can save one side. And that should be good enough, I think. Okay, so he wants to do that one.
6.
There's a lot of Aji here, so I'm just going to push at least one time. See what he wants to try to do here. Ah. Okay. So let's see if we can get anything. He sort of backed off at the wrong time. I think he was probably fine. There was just a little bit of a squeezing thing here. I think this was probably a good enough attack on his end. I just needed to save half of it, which was sort of my goal. And so I think I did a good enough job in that regard. But now he's in a very, very bad situation. Because I'm starting to surround this middle group of stones. And he can't block here because I can just capture these stones here. This is what I meant by there was a little bit of a squeezy, Aji thing in this area. But I think he was probably fine as long as he played one more move.
3.
I think we can just push again, and now this group is surrounded. And I can Hane here, which is quite annoying for him.
1.
Okay, he's cutting this way, which is a little bit bad. Okay, there we go, he resigned. Now, if we go back to this point in the game, I do think this is where I probably make a mistake. I should probably be ignoring coming in here. I was just sort of focused on it for some reason. And this is where I need to come back and make sure my group is completely saved. Look at the score estimator now. I should be ahead by over 10 points. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of not quite as crazy as the last one, but still quite crazy. I'm thinking that Tudon is just quite crazy. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have fun.